This week, in our inevitable Super NX news, Emily Rogers says that Nintendo NX is not using x86 architecture and won't blow away current consoles.
These rumors go back and forth.
Right.
I'm sick of it.
Definitely sick of it. Rogers says that those of you who are expecting the Nintendo NX to match the PlayStation Neo will be disappointed, and the console is more comparable power-wise to the Xbox One.
Which is already a little bit lower than the PlayStation 4. Just very little.
Yeah.
But a little bit lower.
When we got those initial specs of like the 900p and all that, weren't people kind of comparing it relatively to the Xbox?
Yeah. So that's probably pretty spot on.
Yeah.
Because that was like an official survey by Nintendo.
Yeah.
That was a very good estimate of what the console is going to be. So it makes sense that's going to be about 900p.
Yep, the NX has special custom-made chips, and the overall design of the hardware is very modern. We kind of already heard that from any rumors on the Polaris chips, and Polaris architects are all wacky, she says. There's a good reason why those rumors are wacky. We did previously report on those, although, amidst all these rumors, it's really hard to keep track everything that's been confirmed and disconfirmed. Numerous sources tell us that the NX is much closer to the Xbox One than the PlayStation 4. Even that might be stretching it a tiny bit, says. But everything that I've heard so far, she says, indicates that the NX isn't going to blow away any of the consoles on the market today except the Wii U. So, except the Wii U. And that is not too surprising. Nintendo, I think we've talked about this in the past, they are not about power and about hardware. They always compromise on power. They always compromise on it. The Game Boy is a perfect example of a matrix dot screen that had the contrast compared to the Game Gear, which was not that long to compete with it. That used so much power and was like a power hog. It looked beautiful, but Nintendo has always been very smart at being conservative with their power and using it to make great games, using what they have. And a lot of people, I guess we've even talked about discussing if Nintendo, if it's a mistake to do it again, or can they still keep doing this? What I really think is their biggest concern, what they need to do is just have great games. If they are able to
the software lineup's crucial. Because the reason people are scared about the NX not having enough power is because if it doesn't have enough power, then people won't buy third-party games on there because they could just get the game more powerfully on another console. Mm-hmm. And if there's no third-party purchases, then third-party developers won't support their games on the NX. Mm-hmm. And so you lose that software lineup, which overall crumbles the library of a Nintendo console. And so that was the problem with the Wii U, was that there's just not the software lineup. The Wii U's problem wasn't the gamepad, and the Wii U's problem wasn't the marketing. It was at the end of the day, it was a third-party thing.
Well, I also think it was a weak launch.
It was a weak launch. It was a lack of software.
Yeah.
Primarily due to the lack of third-party support. But if Nintendo can make up for that with first-party games, then they'll be fine. If they have a new Nintendo game every month, we'll be fine. And I think we'll be fine with the NX because they've already assured us that the software launch will rock. Mm. And they've also combined their 3DS and Wii U development divisions, and they've redesigned probably the NX structure to be very easy to develop for. Mm. It seems like software won't be a problem. It seems like they're going to be able to push out software very consistently. You'll always have a new Nintendo first-party game to play.
Yeah.
And so they may be thinking, we don't need third parties. We'd like them. We'd welcome them.
Yeah.
We'll take them. But we don't need them.
Yeah.
Nintendo doesn't need third-party support.
There's no play like it.
If they have... Yeah, there's no play like it. If they have the first-party support, where else are you going to go if you want first-party Nintendo games? Mm. And now the question is, does that still hold as much weight now? There's no play like it, but do you even want the play of Nintendo? I would think so.
I think they've proven it that we do. I think with titles such as Super Mario Maker, Super Smash Brothers, Mario Kart, I think that because of the initial failure of the Wii U, we didn't have enough adopters, for the Nintendo people on there to actually make it show up and put a huge dent in anything. But I think the success of those franchises and like the Splatoon success in Japan that we've seen, I think that it did as best as it could with what it got eventually.
Mm-hmm.
If they had come out with the Wii U and said Zelda is a launch title, done this like a 3D Mario, not like New Super Mario Bros. U, which people had already gotten a little fatigued of, I think, by that point. And everybody just always wants a new 3D Mario. They don't want this So
well, apparently not, according to the numbers. People are buying a new Super Mario Brothers series over.
But it's been our only option for a while.
The people that are talking about Nintendo and sharing the word of Nintendo, they want the 3D Mario.
Yeah.
And you need to please them if you want them to be out there talking about your console happily. The GameStop employees that people walk into the store, what console should I get? And if they're not happy with Nintendo, they'll be like, oh, I like my PS4. You know, I mean, you need to please the hardcore so they can be extra marketers to the casual players. So there's a back and forth there. From what we've heard about the NX, it seems like they're going about it right. But everything needs to line up perfectly.
Yeah.
And PlayStation did a very good job at lining it all up right.
Mm.